Hello my dear learners, welcome to my channel. My name is Namita and from past few days many of you have been asking me about my journey of English speaking. What is my story behind being fluent in English? What were the challenges that I faced? What were the struggles that were there in my way? So to begin with, I would like to tell you that you might not find my story as interesting as many other English speakers have. So to introduce myself, why am I here teaching you English? I would like to tell you that I'm a professionally qualified English teacher, a qualified trainer. So I have done my master's in English literature and I was one of the toppers of university. Along with that, I have also done my master's in education and I was the topper of my college, M.Ed as you call it. I did B.Ed and then M.Ed. So I am professionally qualified and I'm teaching for more than a decade now. So English is not something which I'm learning and I'm telling you. I have actually worked with many schools, many colleges, engineering colleges, many institutes, and I have taught English to different kind of learners. I have trained children who were preparing for their MBA programs, and I have even given sessions to IELTS students, and I've taken various different type of English classes and with different groups of people, different age groups. I've had learners who were over 60. So I've had a wonderful journey of teaching English. So this is not something new to me. And for childhood, I have never found English difficult because for me, English has always been my favorite subject. So I'm very privileged and lucky that I was always in an English medium school. My parents had put me into the topmost school of our city. I am from model school, so English was never a struggle. I would tell you that in those days there were Hindi medium schools, not the government ones, but the private schools were also there, which were Hindi medium. And there were children in my neighborhood who were in Hindi medium. And when I used to look at their books, I used to get so scared. I used to find Hindi very difficult because all their subjects were in Hindi. In maths, there was Hisab, Jama, Guna, Ghata. Science, there were such difficult terms. I remember that for gravitation, they used to say Gurutvaakarshan, which I learned later in the whole essays, and everything was in Hindi. So I always found English to be much easier than Hindi because English is, I think, more simple language. I have never had problems with English. Now coming to speaking in English, it's not that in English medium schools everybody can speak very good English. There were many of my classmates who still cannot speak English. So it's not because of an English medium school, certainly, but I was always someone who would participate in debates and declamation. I have won many awards, many certificates. I have these many certificates. I'll show you someday. So I used to win prizes. I never had stage fear. I was very good with public speaking. So that has never been a problem with me. But yes, there is always a scope for improvement and I'm still improving with my English, that is for sure. So this is the journey that I'm going to share with you. As I told you that I used to win a lot of prizes. So during my class 6 or 7, I don't exactly remember, I won second prize for some debate or declamation in English. So I received this, I got this, I was awarded like a certificate and this book. So this novel for a class 6-7 student is very hard. It was Barbara Cartland's The Ghost Who Fell in Love. So this was my first novel ever and I've still kept it like this. This is a piece of appreciation that I got and I have kept it very close to myself. So this is one novel which I received as an award, as a prize, and I still have it with me in a good condition because I love my books. I am a book lover. So from here my journey of reading novels started. I could not understand even a single sentence when I started reading because the English is very hard. In those junior classes you really are not used to reading this level of English. But I think I picked it up again in my class 11 or 12 and then I could understand a lot of it. So from here I fell in love with English novels. That was the beginning of my journey of reading. And then there was no looking back. During my masters, I've read Shakespeare, Andrew Marvell's, Virginia Woolf. Then I personally was very fond of Thomas Hardy. And I also started reading Mills and Boons. I don't know how many of you know Mills and Boons. Mills and Boons are favorite of youngsters. If you have ever known about it, they're super romantic novels and I was very fond of them. I read quite a few of these also. So my studies involved a lot of reading. I was into reading. And there came a time when I was so interested in learning more of vocabulary that I will tell you, during my MA, in my books, I would literally keep one dictionary along. I would read a sentence, and if there is even a single word which I don't understand, I would look for it in dictionary. And we used to have a physical dictionary back then. Now it is so easy to Google, but I still prefer a physical dictionary, the Oxford dictionary. So I used to look for the meaning, underline it, and write the meaning. So more than what was printed on the book was what I had written with pencil. I never use pen in my books. So this is what I was putting in for learning English. I was putting in a lot of effort for reading. Difficult, because if you get to read Shakespeare, it's not easy. It's not everybody's cup of tea to understand his writing. So yes, for syllabus I had to read a lot. And apart from that also, I have never stopped reading. I'm still reading. But that was the time when I was very fond of learning good vocabulary words. So there came a time in my life when I was speaking very difficult English, the English which a common person would not understand. And ostentatious English. Now this is a word which everybody will not understand. Ostentatious, it means extraordinary. बहुत बड़ा चढ़ा के आप जब कुछ बताते हो. So I used to use that kind of English, and many such words I was speaking those days. And then I realized that there's no point speaking difficult English, something which not everybody can understand. So now I have switched to a much simpler language. I use very simple language while talking to you all. So my journey of teaching English has had many ups and downs. I have worked as a teacher in many schools, but I've never taught junior classes. I was only catering to classes 11 and 12, the senior ones. In college also, I've always had adult learners, but I never enjoyed teaching. I always found it very strange that we make 40-45 students sit in one class and one teacher teaching them with the same method, while every child has his or her own capability of learning. We cannot make everyone understand the syllabus with just one method. So it has to be different for everybody. I never enjoyed it, because you can't really help a child grow, help a child learn. It's just cramming things and then vomiting it out on paper. And this was not something which I was enjoying. I switched many schools, many colleges, but I was never happy. Finally, I started freelancing and I started working with different institutes, teaching spoken English, IELTS and CAT and MAT, like that. But at this time, while teaching English speaking, I came across learners in Delhi. People come from different states. So there were learners who were from UP, from Bihar, from Punjab, from Orissa, Haryana, everywhere. So I have had like amazing groups where people were from different regions and they had different problems. So there I came across this mother tongue influence thing, that people have a mother tongue influence. So I started doing more research on it, and I created my own exercises, my own worksheets to help those learners. So from there I started this journey of working on spoken English. I have my own techniques. I developed my own techniques which have worked very well. And during COVID, of course, since everybody got into online teaching, I also took benefit out of it. Again, I started online classes. Like this time it's more of one-on-one sessions that I give, so that the learner can be benefited to the maximum. And this videos and everything I started creating, but I have never really had a good reach, and I think I was never consistent also. Whenever you ask me a question, I always want to reply in the comment section that whatever you are asking, I've already created a video. Look at the number of videos I have already uploaded. It's more than 550 now. So a lot of content I've uploaded, but somehow there are not too many viewers, which doesn't matter really now, because as many of you are there, I'm very happy that you guys are watching my videos. So this has been my journey. I have not struggled with English, but it doesn't mean that I've not had struggles in my life. I have had a very roller coaster kind of ride in my life. I've had bad struggles. I've had a very tough life. I have even with my kind of English speaking skills and a good command over my communication skills. I've never been rejected in any job. I've worked in different sectors, not just teaching. There has never been even a single interview where I have failed. I've always been selected, and I know the reason is my fluency and my communication skills, so that has never been a problem. But there were many other things that I was struggling with. I have been a big failure in my eyes and in my family's eyes, but it has been a tough journey. So don't think that if you are not good in English, then this is the only problem of your life. People who are good with English, right from childhood, I've never had trouble with English. Still, I have faced many challenges you can't even imagine, because right now you're looking at English. So it is always about reading books that I talk on this channel. If you look at my playlist, open that communication skills one, there are many playlists. One is vocabulary, grammar, confidence building, communication skills. So I always talk about reading. My primary focus on my online and offline classes is always on reading. Why do I say that? Because as I told you, I was always reading. So initially my reading was all about novels. I loved stories, mostly romantic novels, about life, drama and all of that. But later on, when I have seen the extreme lows in my life, I switched to books which were more of self-help kind of books, which have helped me grow as an individual, because it cannot be just your English, your academic qualifications. It's more than that. We are more than that. We are not just our qualifications. I'm not just M.A, M.Ed. I'm more than that. What kind of person I am? How do I behave with people? How am I managing my life? What about my mental health? People don't talk about it. So let me share a few books with you which helped me in this journey of my struggles. It is this one book. I'm sure you've already heard of it, The Alchemist. It's a wonderful book. It'll be very helpful. Then this book helped me. I was at a very low point of my life. This book actually helped me a lot. It's Jack Canfield's How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. It's a lovely book. And then this is a book I have read twice. I have even mentioned it somewhere on this channel because it's a lovely book. This is The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck, and it's a brilliant book. It talks about love, it talks about discipline, it has grace, growth and religion. This book actually changed a lot in me. And then this is a beautiful book, Eat, Pray, Love. It's about a human journey, how you reach different places in your life and how you achieve what you want, and how to know what you genuinely want is something that this book will tell you. And then the love of my life is this book. This book has worked brilliantly on me, on my mental health, on how I am managing my life now. This is the book by Sadhguru, Inner Engineering. Must buy for everyone. This book has been like a guide. It has been the best self-help book of my life till now. It talks about how everything starts with you and ends with you, and we keep finding it in other people, in other places. So if at all you guys are interested in having a detailed review of the books, what these books are about and what these books teach, then I'm very happily going to do that for you. Just let me know if at all you want it, because it's not just English that I create content on. It's a lot more other skills. Basically life skills is what I discuss on this channel. So this has been my journey of English. There weren't many struggles. English was always my favorite subject, and I'm teaching now for many years, so English is not a problem. I receive comments like आजकल हर कोई टीचर बनता है, कोई भी सिखाने लगता है. So I want to tell you that ऐसे मैं टीचर नहीं बन रही. I am actually an English teacher or a trainer, whatever you want to call me, professionally qualified with a good amount of experience. So don't think that मैं यहाँ कोई ज्ञान बांट रही हूँ. It's just that we want to share the knowledge. I want to help as many people as I can, because otherwise one-on-ones, how many people can I help? In this way, if at all I'm being able to help any one of you to grow in your life, to become a better version of yourself, even if it is your English or any other area, I'm happy to help. So this was all about my journey. If you found it interesting, good. Even if you didn't find it interesting, it's okay. I'm sure there is still something that you can learn from this video, something which you can take back along. So take care of yourself. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.